Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? Weekly Shonen Jump is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, and there has been hundreds of different manga published under its name since its inception in 1968. So obviously, hitting the 50th anniversary mark, there is no better time than now to ask its readers who they think is the strongest character of all time in all of Shonen Jump. Now keep in mind, this list does not include characters from series that are outside of Shonen Jump. And yes, there are popular manga out there that are not in Shonen Jump, like The Seven Deadly Sins, Attack on Titan, Fairy Tail, and many more. But most of them do reside in Shonen Jump, so it's still a good representation of manga in general. There were a total of over 5,000 votes for this poll, and I've linked it in the description below if you want to check it out. But here is the current 2018 ranking for the strongest hero in Shonen Jump. Starting at number 10, we have Naruto with 137 votes. Being pretty much one of the strongest ninjas in the history of anime or manga, has netted him a top spot in the top 10 strongest characters ever in Shonen Jump. But if a walking nuke can't even crack into the single digits for this ranking, it really makes you wonder who's up there above him. Sure, Naruto is OP as heck in the Naruto universe, but can he beat number 9, who is Kujo Jotaro from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures with 148 votes? Sure, Naruto can also make huge explosions, but in the presence of a person who can stop time, once Jotaro gets within range, you're pretty much dead meat, and knowing Naruto, he's definitely gonna clash headfirst with his opponent, so Jotaro definitely has the advantage here. At number 8, in the ranking, we have Ryotsu Kankichi, who is the main character in Kochi Kame, which I'm almost 99% sure that you have not watched or seen any of it in your entire life. I honestly don't know how this guy got up to number 8 in this poll. The anime doesn't even have fighting in it, and I'm pretty sure there is some inside joke about this character that I just don't get. So if any of you know anything about this guy, let me know down in the comments below. Anyhow, moving on to number 7, we have Arale from Dr. Slump with 303 votes. You might have also seen her in Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Super, and she has already fight Goku twice in the original Dragon Ball and has beaten him twice. So in terms of track record, she's got the upper hand. And because she is a gag character, her power is pretty much limitless. But even though she is a gag character in her original manga, being ridiculously strong was also one of her traits, which includes being able to split the earth into two with just one punch. So think of her as the original One Punch Man, but more like One Punch Girl. Next up, we have number 6 with Saiki from The Disastrous Life of Saiki at 347 votes. He's a high school student born with psychic abilities beyond anyone's imagination and has to wear a special antenna on his head just to limit and control his constantly growing powers. He also has to wear special glasses just because if anyone looked directly into his eyes, they would be immediately turned into stone. He can also time travel and pretty much bend reality to his will. So in terms of OPness, he is definitely a few levels above everyone else mentioned so far. Now we move on to the top 5. At number 5, we have Koro-sensei from Assassination Classroom with 380 votes. And Koro-sensei makes it quite simple. He can travel at a max speed of Mach 20, so unless you can match his speed, you pretty much can't hit him, but he does have a weakness to special rubber knives and BB pellets designed to work against his body, so he's not completely invulnerable. But you still have to be able to catch up to him first. And while we're talking about rubber, let's move on to number 4. We have our favorite rubber man, Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece, with 384 votes. Pretty close to Koro-sensei, but to be honest, I don't think Luffy would stand a sliver of a chance against Koro-sensei, as Koro-sensei can just pick him up and throw him into a random spot in the ocean in less than a split second. So pretty sure Luffy is up here purely due to his popularity as a character. But then again, Luffy is constantly growing, and we don't really know his ceiling for potential yet, so this one is up for grabs. Next up, we move on to our number 3 with Ginsan from Gintama with 501 votes. Now we know that Ginsan isn't even the strongest character in the Gintama universe, but what puts him up here is his quick wit, experience, and insane adaptability. If he needs to defeat you, he will find a way to do it in his own style. It may not be conventional, but he'll get the job done. So even though he's leaps and bounds below everyone else at the top in terms of pure physical prowess or skill, he makes up for it in other departments. And now on to number 2 with Giorno Giovanna from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Part 5. As someone who can create and manipulate life itself, and for those of you who don't want any spoilers to his abilities, you may want to skip this next part. But with his upgraded stand near the end of Part 5, his gold experience gains the ability to reduce his opponent's willpowers and actions to 0. Whoever he kills with gold experience also forces them to replay their own death loop for all of eternity, making him one of the deadliest and most powerful characters in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, who is already full of OP characters. Now, our number 1 is pretty obvious at this point. In any power rankings, he is always at the top, and that is our all-time favorite Goku from Dragon Ball. The symbol of strength and the epitome of power in all of anime and manga, Goku is basically the Superman of anime. Don't think anyone would try to dispute this one, and even though there are characters that can beat him right now in the Dragon Ball Super universe, you know his power ceiling is basically unlimited at this point and he will continue to get stronger. So that is it for the top 10 strongest characters of Shonen Jump of all its 50 years of manga voted by fans. Do you agree with this list, or are you going to nerd out and list out every character that can beat Goku in specific situations? That is why we have the comment section down below, so go nuts. Anyways, happy 50th anniversary to Shonen Jump, and hopefully this will be the year they convince Togashi to pass Hunter x Hunter onto a promising mangaka to finish the story. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up before you leave, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications if you want to be updated with the latest that's going on in Japan, and I'll see you guys in the next one.